Hello, everybody. Welcome to, we might call this havering. Do we call this havering? I don't know. Whatever. We're going to be talking Rosterpocalypse. Today, we're going to be talking which of this pro players that we're playing in Season 7 are retiring or stepping down or taking some time out to focus on other things, which ones are staying in, and who's likely to move up from other leagues and what that means for the existing teams. Yeah, how's it? Got some rat jams in the chat. We love to see that. So yeah, let's start off with the ones that everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. We got Cherio. He is out. Cherio gone. We got Raffer. He is out. Oh, that's not what we wanted. Wait, maybe we'll do that instead. How are we going to do this? Strike through. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's like it's made for it. We got Cherio and Raffer. So SSG down to 3 members right now. Other people who are known to be stepping down. You've got Adapting. He is out. He's decided not to play anymore. Hey, Piggy. Glad you're in bed. I love that. So these 3, I think, are all pretty much confirmed. As far as I know, they're still confirmed. Adapting definitely confirmed. These 2 were kind of more 95% sure before, but as far as I'm aware, they are gone. Raf wanted to move back home. Cherry, his parents want him to move back home, and he's got university to do, and he has his military service to do in Egypt. Adapting wanted to move back home. Okay, next, people who are indeed gone. Gino is out. Gino going back to study. I think he only agreed to play because he didn't have to move. So Gino is back down to dominate the SCC again. Another support out. That's 2 very good supports out of the league, which is unfortunate. Baskin, same boat. Don't know if everybody knew about that. Don't know if it's actually confirmed. This is all kind of hearsay for me, but these guys out of here. And I think there's one more player who I have heard is out, and it's going to be in the same role. We're going to have 3 junglers not playing next season who were in the league already. So Cherry, Adapting, Sino, all stepping down. Raffer, Gino, and is that it? Is that everybody? And Baskin. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 6 slots opening up minimum in the league. I believe Sino is going back to study. I think he had the opportunity to stay in the league, but he chose not to, from what I have heard. But this is hearsay. I did ask Sino if it was okay to say on stream before I did this to make sure that I wasn't messing people about. I didn't do that for Gino. Sorry, Gino, but I heard it was cool, you know. And same for Baskin. I heard that was cool as well. Okay, now let's look at where that leaves us. Let's just grab all the players who are still playing. I don't know. I'll fix this formatting in a second. We'll put Fine down here. We'll put Yark down here. Put Benji down here. Scary down here. Variety down here. And Ducky down here. And then we'll do the same for the other roles as well. Sorry, this might take a second. Probably should have done this. Well, nah, because then I wouldn't have got to do this very slowly for you guys. Sorry if the keyboard's loud. Oh, I've got 2 Cuvo Freds. Felt like there were 2 Cuvo Freds in that Worlds tournament, man. He was on fire. Did I miss somebody there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5. Yeah, only 5 junglers left. That's crazy. Dardes, Twig, question mark? Shinto. It's Adapting. Paul. Hurry. So mid lane, no casualties in mid and no casualties in ADC. So those roles are untouched. And only 1 casualty in solo. It's all jungle and solo casualties, really. It's kind of crazy. You forgot to change Ducky's name to Wagon Story 1. If he changes his name to that, I will personally be making sure he doesn't get a spot in the league. What have I just done? I'm so dumb. Yeah, I know, chat. I'm sure you guys are. We just gotten rid of all of support. Oh God, I'm so useless, man. Can't deal with these spreadsheets. You're in here. You're in here. You're in here. You're in here. Did I miss somebody there? I must have, right? PBM. No, I didn't. 2 gone. Okay. Sorry, I'm making a lot of noises right now and also being an idiot. Okay. We're fine. We sorted it. We fixed it. What do you guys think of all the colors? Oh. Barra's gone again? What? Anyway. This is the players that are left over in the league. I think that we could definitely see some role swaps to fill some spots. I think jungle in particular, these 3 spots, I think will be hard to fill from outside of the SPL currently. Support as well. I mean, there's one obvious choice for support, which we'll get onto in a bit. But yeah. Under the Renegades team, oh, sorry. I'll put him back. Here he is. He's back. Didn't BMT say he didn't know if he was returning? Okay, these guys are all confirmed out, though. I don't know. I think BMT is returning, but I don't know for sure, I guess. You know, you never know for sure with any of these guys. Do you know if there will be 8 teams in the league? There will be 8 teams, yes. Okay. The obvious choice being me. All right. Let's get on to the next bit, which is going to be who is there to fill these slots? Who exists that's around to fill slots from the players below, the leagues below, I guess. So I guess we'll do. Should we do EU and NA like here? And let's just go through. Let's just do all of the players that you could seriously consider as free agents that would want to go. So I think the issue with some of the players is we don't know whether they want to move or not. In fact, I'm certain that a few of them don't want to move, but I guess we can list them up and if we're not certain. Like, I think Layers is one who is a very strong jungler. There's a couple of jungler spots in there willing to move. I would say he's the number 1 from NA. If you're looking at EU, probably looking at Johnny as your number 1 option, but I don't believe he wants to move. All of Belt Slap if they'd want to move. No. Tricks, I don't think would move. Arkle might. Don't forget Mizkif in NA. He is lethal. Okay. I guess people are saying the next jungler down might be... I would say the next jungler down for me is Sot in NA. Sot and Layers were in the top 2 teams in the wildcard tournament. They played really well. Is Wolfie going to stay in the US? He's back already. Is Mask willing to play now, Cherry? I thought he was still studying. And Johnny would move? Okay, so Johnny would move and... Well, we'll put him in then. Okay, we'll put El Leon in here then, after Mask. We're going to go... Why am I going jungle first? I've just decided that that's happening. DJ Pern. I'm pretty sure the Pern thing is a troll. The guy doesn't play the game anymore. Even though he's very handsome and I like him, I don't think he'll be moving back. Okay. You've heard Meerkat wants to play? Andinster? I don't think Andinster would want to move, and also he's played other roles lately, right? And moved about. And I don't know if he would move. I have no idea though, to be fair on Andy. So I could put him in, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it with these 3. Maybe Andy would get a spot over El Leon. Probably has more SPL friends and stuff like that. But anyway, EU. Are there any other junglers from EU that you'd put in there? Obviously, the second place jungler was Turtle in EU. I think it's a lot harder to see players from the rest of the EU SCC moving up, other than a couple that we know of. You know, I'm gonna put him in now. I think Genetics, he wants to move. There are no spots. There are no players in support. He will get a spot. Yeah, there's a few wild cards in EU that we're gonna get onto. You know what? I'm gonna go through the EU wild cards right now. Fails. I don't think Fails would get a spot. I think he had a pretty meh year on Hawks Hotel and the Cold Llamas. I don't even know if he'd want to move. If he could, but I don't think he'd really be on people's radars right now. Sorry, Danny. Okay. Who else are we putting in here? Right, let's go. I'm gonna go straight to the spicy ones for EU that I would definitely be considering just due to a few factors, and they are Ice Ice Baby, Emily2, Deathwalker. I'll spell Deathwalker properly. These two are both lowercase players. I guess Ice Ice is Ice Ice now. So I could definitely see these two being a bit of a package deal, and I could see, oh god, I could see Death wanting to team up with Wolfie again, and the other one is going to be Kalas. These two kind of come as a package. These two kind of come as a package. I could see old rival maybe trying to get back together. Definitely possible. We shall see. Matty Pocket is trying to get in as well. Nah, he's not. He's probably just trolling with it. And if he was trying to get in, he wouldn't get a spot. Okay. Is there anybody else from EU that we're missing here? We are missing Zeros. We are missing Arkil. I think either of these could try and move. I think Julio might be the most deserving of all of these players. Most well, for me, he'd be up there in this list of players to get a spot. There's my EU ones. Over here, Wolves. Is Wolves willing to move? I don't know. Do I put more Wolves? More Wolves. If Wolves wants to move, he could definitely be an option. Julio was great. Yeah, Julio was fantastic, even on the ping in playoffs, and I think he was head and shoulders above the rest of the EU SCC solo laners for most of the year. Maybe Terrorim up there towards the end, but most of the year, and even towards the end. Yeah, Crimson, I think, is pretty nuts. Haddix is in there, is he? Haddix, Crimson. Maybe Griff. Does Griff want to move? Guy J. I forgot about Guy. God. Of course, Guy J. Heed. I don't know if Heed wants to play. Hawk. Baronic. Does Baronic want to play? Relentless one? Alright, we'll put Relentless one in. Relentless one. He's in there. Sot. Sot was in there, but I moved them roles. Yeah, I forgot. Okay. Is that enough? Is that the players that we want in there? Is that enough players to look at? In my Zen? Yeah, Zen's an option. If there was any ADC spots, he could get it. I don't really see a team... I'm not... maybe I'm underrating Zen, but I think if you're getting an ADC spot, it's probably not going to him. It'd probably go to someone like Arkil or Guy or Emil instead. I would say that there aren't many ADC spots. And yeah, even if it was to go to Zen, maybe it'd go to Stuart over him. We'll see. Okay. So here's your options. Should we put them in the roles and then talk about it from there? Prime? No, Prime wouldn't move. Moswell. I forgot about Moswell. He's all lowercase. He's a lowercase boy. Moswell in there as well. Moswell said he wanted to move, I believe, and was willing to play again. I was actually kind of expecting, before I heard that Sino wasn't wanting to play, I expected Moswell and Sino to play together. I know they're good friends. Please stop saying DS1, chat. You goddamn idiot trolls. You got to me, all right? You got to me. You got to me. Okay. Is that enough players? Is there anybody you guys think I'm missing criminally from this list? Who the fuck is... Jake is retiring? Is that true? I'm not doing coaches at CBA. Nobody knows anything about coaches. I know nothing about coaches. Joshy? Does Joshy want to play? I have no idea. Ro wants to play? Yeah, but Ro wanted to play every year, Biggie. Isn't he just going to go with his normal strat of... Yeah, Boswell's in. Isn't Ro going to do with his normal strat? Join a team with a player who you think won't complete the season. And then, go to them. Aqua? Does Aqua want to play? I have no idea if Aqua wants to play. Kha'Zix. Lasses. Okay, I think we're done. I think you guys are just trolling at this point. So we could probably move on. We could probably move on and talk about what else could happen. Talk about who's going to fill the gaps that are left here. I think a very... Angry would get on the spot. Yeah, Angry's a pretty good player, but I don't think he's well known enough by the SBL teams for #1, and I think there's too many good mid laners on the list already for him to get a spot. But we'll see. Okay. Right. Let's go from here. I think with there being so few junglers, I think you immediately jump to players maybe switching role to jungle in order to get themselves a spot on a top team. There's one name you look at in this list and you say, that guy could move to jungle. And it's Captain Twig. I think we could definitely see Twig back in the jungle. I also think we could well see Ice come in. I could see a team with Wolfie, Ice, Deathwalker, Kalas. I could see old rival getting together, picking up an ADC. Don't know who that ADC could be. Could be Emil. I'm not sure. So where does that leave other teams? Let's look at that. So we've got this core here that I think will stay together. The SSG trio of Nika, Dardes, and Vote. So they need a jungler and a support. I have no idea who the fuck they're going to get. I think Vote would stay with the SSG boys over rejoining Rival, personally. Personally. Unless there was no other spot there, we'd have to see. Uzi, yeah, I forgot Uzi. Let's put Uzi in. They're close to genetics, right? Who do I think you should get, Nika? I don't know. It depends who the fuck's available. Let's have a look at the teams, okay? So let's see. Let's see what's going on. If you could get Sam PBM, that would be good. But I think we're likely to see at least these three stick together. So you're out of options there. Who could you get? I mean, I was thinking maybe Vote does a little role swap, gets himself in the jungle, and then you pick up like... Then you pick up Barracuda Jake. How about that, Nika? How about you guys pick up Barra Jake and Vote in the jungle? That would be lethal. That would be lethal. Get the Quang out. Okay, let's look at this in a different way now. Let's say who sticks together, who stays in the same roster. Let's think about it. Okay, so PK did just win Worlds, but they also won Worlds last year, and then roster changed straight away. I think that PK are probably the most likely team to stay together. I would say that these three almost definitely will stay together. I think Huvo seemed to have a good time with them, but I'm not sure. I don't know the dynamic between these guys. Zap was kind of out of the loop, not living with the guys, so if someone was going to go out of the team, maybe Zap. Sanguine, I would think, stay together, but honestly, I don't know. They have integrated into sort of the NA ranked community very well. Like the Sanguine boys, they seem to... Not the NA ranked community, the SPL ranked community, I guess. They got on well with the likes of Nika and stuff like that, so maybe we could see some Sanguine guys join up with them. I don't know. But they get along well with a lot of the boys. But at the same time, I would say most likely we see them stay together. Radiance, I don't really see staying together. I think I could see Big Man leaving to go somewhere else. I don't know which team he'd fit into. Maybe he could join up with SSG. Maybe he could join onto a new roster. Aurora and Cyclone, I think, stick together again, but I'm not sure. Benji, I have no idea. Benji could end up staying with this team. I would say... I would say Ghost probably don't ever change out Final K, as in PBM, Panda, Sam, Fine, I think probably stick together. But if they were to make a change, it would maybe be Fine out, Benji in. I think more likely what we'll see is something like Sam, PBM, Panda, Fine, Hurry maybe? That could definitely be a roster I'd see happening. Even Screaming for Sam if Sam wants to do something else. I have no idea. Yeah. This is the kind of... I could see those rosters happening. Chances of Aurora, Cyclone properly staying together. I would say pretty likely for me. Sorry, I hope this isn't too hard to follow. Maybe I should be throwing together rosters down below. Might be easier, but whatever. Let's look at other teams. I think this team's done. I think this team's most likely done as well. I think Ven and Barra are good friends. I could see Jake staying with them. I don't really think the other two are too likely to remain in a roster. Maybe Laspra, but I don't know. I don't think I think when you look at this roster, I would say variety is definitely an outlier in personality types. He'd go this team. I could definitely see Ducky and Inbound sticking together. I think Ducky and Inbound seem like they're really friendly. And they might look to make a new team. I think Wolfie, as I said before, I kind of expect him to join up that old rival core. I could see them definitely getting back together. Wowie, I have no idea what he's going to do. Whether maybe this is a trio that look to build a squad around that, I don't know. We shall see. I think, honestly, these guys have been bottom of the league for 2 years, so it could be hard for them to find a team. And if they do find a team, I don't know what the criteria are like for staying in the SPL, but it might be hard for them to get in there. Yeah, Inbound is one I could definitely see. I think Inbound will stay with Ducky either way, but maybe he picks up Wolves. But I could definitely see Ducky, Inbound, Layers getting together, maybe even looking at like Crimson as well. Could definitely be a solid team. I don't know who else they'd pick up, but yeah. What did it happen to Sino? Sino's going to study, Gavin. I think Ducky has a better chance of staying in the league than Inbound and Wowie. I think Inbound has a pretty good chance because of the lack of depth in the support role, especially. Much better chance than Wowie. Probably a better chance than Ducky as well, but we'll see. Because I think if you look at the supports that are able to come in, you've got Kalas and Genetics, and that's about it, right? Is there anybody else? You got 2 supports that are able to come into the league. Cuts are retired players, yes. Ionic? Nah, don't think so. I think he had a pretty bad year last year. Didn't really. I don't think he really performed. He is friends with a lot of SPL players. I think he's a cool guy as well, but I feel like he's. I really wanted him to be good last year, Ionic, but I feel like he kind of. I don't know. It didn't feel like he had the passion for it. Maybe, I don't know. You can never say that. That's such a dumb thing to say. I apologize. You can't say that. It's fucking. He just didn't have it last year. That's what I'm saying. He didn't have it. Passion is a stupid thing to say. Really ignorant. So. My bad. Would Dardes go back to support? I don't think so. I would hate to see Dardes move back to support. Dardes and Big Man, neither of these guys should be moving back to support, in my opinion. They were both not very good supports compared to how they are in mids. I would hate to see them move. It doesn't suit their play styles. The way that they played in support was bad for their teams. Both of them. The way they played for their teams in support was bad. Dardes was nuts in support mechanically, but he just wasn't a good. He's not a good support player. I'm sorry. He's just really good at Smite. He's not a good support. He's just really good at Smite. There's a difference. It didn't suit him. That's what I'm telling you guys. So I don't want to see either of these guys moving. I think the obvious role swap is Twig to Jungle. Zap did tweet that he was looking at the Zungle for next season. Not tweet. I think he made it a stream title, but that might be a troll. Does Benji still like playing Smite? I think so, but I don't know. I don't know Benji very well, so I couldn't tell you. You could see old rival trying to come back. Yeah, I was saying that earlier, Craig. I definitely think we'll see. I definitely think there's a chance we could see that. Okay, what else is there to talk about? What are we missing? Should we start putting together rosters? Okay, so let's say we've got this team. Who comes in these 2 spots is the question. I have no idea. So you've got SSG have 2 spots to fill. You've got Ghost. I think most likely something like this. Something like this probably. Yeah, Trix doesn't want to move. Sanguine, I know nothing about what Sanguine want to do, so we're just going to leave them intact. They could definitely make roster changes, but I don't know. This Radiance team, I don't think we'll stick together. I think we could see this. PK, let's say for just now that they stick together. United, I think we just honestly almost forget this United roster, but maybe we see these 3 stick together. I don't really think so. Renegades, I think don't stick together. Obey, I think don't stick together. But let's look at them for now and let's move things about and see what we can do. See which rosters we can build. United's completely split. That's what I would expect. Big Man to SSG as jungle. I don't think so, no. I think... Okay, let's remove let's say, I mean, the obvious support pickup for this team, I guess, would be Genetics. If they wanted to stay an EU sort of team, you'd maybe expect Genetics to go over here. This would be a decent roster. This is definitely one that... would it happen, actually, though? I was thinking Genetics Twig, but I don't actually think that would work out well for this team, personally. But let's say for a second this happens. Where does that leave us? Maybe Heroind in here. Maybe Scream here. SSG with Genetics and Johnny. You think Johnny over Twig for them? I think Twig suits this SSG team really well because of the similarities in playstyle. Oh, one more M. Fuck, let me... What's that? Why hurry? I don't know. He's just the one I would expect would move to this team. Who else would go? Who else is it going to be? Paul? Get Moswell on Radiance? Maybe. I think Moswell would join this team. Shinto? I'm leaving Sanguine as they are, even though they could definitely role swap. Ven to SSG? Nah, don't think so. Zero's willing to move? I think so. I think the problem with Zeros is that people maybe see him as... I mean, you can't not bring up the PK incident, right? When you're talking about Zeros. You can't not say... Is Sino out? Sino is out, yes. Ven to Radiance? I don't think so. I think Ven stays with Barra, for sure. I think we probably see these three stay together, although I'll leave them for now. PK incident? As in the old Pittsburgh Knights. Zeros got kicked from the Pittsburgh Knights in Season 6, and they decided to play with their coach, Rowe, instead. Harry and Guy J got along really well. Yeah, that could definitely happen. Obey... Let's say we remove Wolfie. I'm going to remove Wowie from this as well. I could see Wowie staying with these guys, but I don't know. So how do you build a roster? Where do you go from here? Maybe you go layers in here? Ugh, sorry about the formatting. Formatting's dying. Layers goes in here, maybe? Layers Crimson. All right, let's do that. Let's say this is a roster. Throw this one together. Could definitely happen. Who do they put ADC on this team? Who do you look at? Do you look at Guy, maybe? I don't know how Guy gets along with these guys. Are you guys best friends, Guy? Are you best friends with these guys? Benji, Scream, Ven, Barra, Jake? I don't think so. I could definitely see Benji, Scream, Aurora, Cyclone a lot more than I could see Benji, Scream, Barra, Jake. I definitely see this roster more likely than these two with these two, personally. Sorry, confirmed joining Ghost? No, I'm just guessing things. This is just guesses. Jiffy 502 returns. Who could be Hunter for this Obey roster, though? Arkil, maybe, if he wants to move. I'm also gonna... I mean, I've got rid of him. I'm gonna scrub out Snoopy. And let's just say old rival. Who do these guys pick up? I mean, I think this is very likely, personally, but we'll see. And where did Wolfie go? Where's Wolfie gone? He's getting in there. And then who goes here? My bet would be, I know that Emil and Ice are very good friends. This would be my bet for this roster. I think this would be something that people would be very excited about as well. So that would be cool. The only thing you would say is that these guys was Ice as well? Was all three of them? I think it was all three of them. Did get relegated from the SCC last year, so maybe there would be a bit of time for them to get together, start playing together well again. I think I don't think any of them had a good year. Death up until he retired, but maybe he'll get his passion back if he were to go back into the SPL. I could definitely see this one. Maybe even an AJ coach. Who knows? Has Twig said something about retiring? No, I don't believe so. I think Twig's still up for playing. I'm not putting Streamline in, you losers. No orgs next year? No orgs next year. They were just trolling with the SML when you were watching? I don't think they were trolling. They were playing, they were scrimming. I think they just weren't interested and didn't care about the game too much. So I'm not saying they were trolling, but they weren't. They might not have been putting in the effort that they would for the SPL, so they'd definitely be better. Oh yeah, Snoopy may be in here. What about that? How's that for a roster? So who's missing? Radiants are missing a mid laner, which throws everything into the mix. I don't think I'd coach any SPL team. Why do I not have a game selected on Twitch? Shit, dude. That's a nightmare, dude. I'm missing out on all this viewership. Thank you. And then Ven and Radiance. Okay, we'll put Ven in here. That could happen, I guess. Thanks, Fails. How about these rosters? What do you guys think? Definitely none of this is going to happen. Maybe this happens. Maybe this happens. What else could happen? This could happen. I think this maybe. This maybe. This maybe. I don't believe myself with any of the other rosters that I've made up. I've also got double Ven. We got a double Ven. We're going Moswell in here. Would Moswell get along with this team? Is he friends with any of these guys? Maybe this team instead. Yeah, maybe Moswell on here. Is Moswell friends with those guys? And then we put Ven back here. And I've also got double. We've got Variety here. Well, Variety's not staying. Yeah, it's all falling apart, guys. My predictions have gone to hell. Who decides who gets a team slot? Admins and casters. Sino's not playing. Monsursa. PK will stick together for sure. I don't know. Maybe. Where's BMT? That's a good question. Have I not got BMT on a team? All right. Where's BMT go then? It's a very good question. Very good question, everybody. No way BMT doesn't get a spot. All right, so then I think you end up with, let's get a ninth roster. Ninth roster. Casters, that screams biased. I don't think the casters are any more biased than the how's Twig on SSG? That's just where I've decided to put him. I'm just guessing. All right, let's see who else is available. Let's move that here. Let's put another roster here. Question mark. Who's left? We got BMT. We've got Johnny. We've got Julio. Who else goes on this team? Haddix? Haddix in what role? I guess you go Arkil. Fuck, how do you spell Arkill's name these days? Is it like that? Is it double KYL? And Variety support. Is there a start date for Season 8? I believe it'll be late March, early April, I think. And then we'll put Variety back in this team, because there's nowhere else to put him. Yeah, even though I don't think he'll stay in this team. Is Haddix good friends with Jake? I have no idea. Is that a thing? Are Chadix and Jake a thing? Alright, you know what? You know what? I've got it. I've got it. I've made the rosters. That's it. These are the rosters that are going to be going in. Hey Pam, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome. Back to the hashtag.
Who cares, dude?
Isn't Johnny not looking to move though? Wait, we got double Variety again? Wait, there's only one Variety, isn't there? Wait, it's also support? Yeah, that's the other roster. I mean, they submit both. All right, we put. You know what? I put Ven back in here. Variety support on this team. Okay, that'll do. What do you guys think of these 9 rosters? This is the 9 rosters that are going to sign up for the SPL next year, and then there's my roster. Official roster announcement. So you've got Ro, Solo, Biggie _ Call in the jungle, Alpha Jackal in the mid lane, Kassir in support, Hazer, no, just Hazer in the ADC role, and no coach. We split the coach salary among us as 5 players. Oh, Joshy. Wait, hang on. You know what? Joshy can have my spot. I'll coach. And then there's the final roster. They call them the big brains. The brains. That's big from us. Look at that for a roster. That's fucking lethal. Now it kind of looks like this is a coach squad somehow. This looks like this is the coaches I expect to be in the league next year. It's not. I have no idea who's coaching. And I don't care. No, I do care. This is a lethal squad though. Tell you what, I'd be giving them a spot. I think we'd get a spot. Has to be said. Can't have more brain power than that. Anyway. Chuck.
Oh
fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's $68.
Tournament money. Please don't buy alcohol.
Thank you very much for the $68.44. What's that, like £50? Thank you very much. That's going towards the tournament prize pool. If you guys didn't know, why did it say that in dollars? I have no idea. But we'll figure it out. Okay. Chuck is actually really good as well. Chuck would definitely get in the coach squad. Let's maybe look at the role depth. Let's look at the role depth. Arkle goes into Hunter. Zeros goes into mid. Kalas goes into support. Deathwalker goes into solo. Emil goes into Hunter. Ice goes into jungle. Genetics goes into support. Johnny goes into jungle. There's jungle. I mean, you're about to see how many junglers we have. And just as 7 months. Welcome back to the hashtag Henry Marks My Heart. Mwah. Appreciate it greatly. 7 months. Wolves solo. So we're about to see where the Haddock solo. Crim in the mid lane. Guy ADC. Relentless one solo. Sot solo. Wow, Sot didn't make a team on my list? That's fucking criminal by me. Where's Uzzy playing? Did Uzzy move role? He is playing solo. Oh. I know he was a solo laner. For some reason I thought he moved to support at some point, but maybe I made that up. Okay. Tidy up the list a little bit. So this is the role depth. So you got to say, where's the biggest depth? Solo. It's going to be hardest for these solo players to get a spot. Is Pagon not willing to move? I don't believe Pagon's willing to move, but I don't know. Where's Sino? Sino's stepping down. Elion, I think there's too much jungle depth for him to find the team. I mean, I think you'd at least have these 3 queuing up ahead of him, and I don't see these 5 stepping down. I think all 5 of these probably want to play again. I think these three are the next 3 you look at. Then you probably look at Mask and Elion. So I think these guys would maybe struggle to find the team. I also think Twig. I think that it's almost a foregone conclusion that Twig moves back to jungle. Personally, Pagon would be a great mid laner if he was available. So we'll add him in because I respect the Pagon. I respect the Peg. We'll put him in here. Would Blugan move? I don't know. Pass. Maniac will not move. And Maniac was on that same roster with Fails that had a mediocre first half of the season and a pretty bad end to the season. They finished 6th in the EUSCC. I mean, I'm also saying that I think the rival guys will get a spot. But yeah, we'll see. You think Pegon, Jake, Haddix team together? That could be possible. So we could go, there could be a Pegon in here. That would be pretty nuts. No Kermie? No, I don't think there's a spot for Kermie. Does Kermie get a spot over El Leon even? Maybe. I have no idea. The thing is, I don't know how players value each other outside of EU realistically. I don't even know how the SPL guys value like any of these players. I don't think El Leon will make it either. Bottom of the tier list? You're bottom, dude. Welcome. So these support guys, if you're a support, congratulations. Congratulations if you're a support, because you made it into the SPL by default. Stuart? Yeah, okay. Stuart exists. We'll put Stuart in as well. If you're a support, you made it in by default. Congratulations. Kalash Genetics will be joining us in the SPL. Alongside probably these guys. I wonder if we could see a role swap to support as well. That's definitely a possibility. Surely a role swap to support has to be an option for somebody looking for a spot. Someone like Guy, maybe someone like Variety. Yeah, people do need to role swap. Snoopy already tried the role swap. Oh yeah, I just realized I've still got Snoopy in, okay. Spreen? Yeah, maybe. Willing to support. Hazer for support role? No, I'm not good enough. You'd rather pick up somebody who just changed role. And also, I don't want to move. So there's that. And where would you guys watch people? Where would you watch someone getting drunk watching SPL if I were to move to the SPL? It'd be a disaster. It would be a disaster. You forgot Zen? I didn't forget Zen. I did have him, but I just don't think he gets a spot over these guys. I also think he's too volatile right now to make it. I think for me, and I know he's been working on it. But Zen has not done himself any favors. Not done himself any favors with his toxicity. So I think he'd struggle personally to get a spot. He's already had a ban. I know he'll grow up, you know, he's young-ish. Heed for solo? Maybe. Streak? Should we put Streak and Heed in? Streak. I mean, the thing is, Streak, Spuds, I don't think they'll get spots because they're EU and they didn't qualify to LAN and there's too many players ahead of them in the list. I just don't see it. But maybe they would. Hazer fucking BMT. Yeah, BMT. Well, I mean, you're saying this roster wouldn't be a little bit lethal? I think this roster would be a little bit lethal, big man. I think you'd maybe get a spot with this one. Maybe move Harry out of support. Maybe you could do a little swap with Harry. You guys could flex. Sleeping on Dishonored and Kermie. I mean, if you're an SCC player and I know Belugan's team didn't have their full roster for the tournament, but I think that you just got to look at the Layers and Co, and you got to look at Gaijay and Co and say that they've got to be the favorites. How do they choose? I think the casters and the admins come together. They'll come up with some kind of rating system for these teams. I don't know how they're going to do it. I have no idea how you make it fair. For example, if you're giving extra points to SPL teams from last season, then this team's just fucked. No way they get a spot. This team's just immediately fucked. It all depends on how the points are decided, I guess. So this team's immediately boned if there's some kind of system based on recent performance. But if it looks further back in time, obviously you've got 2x world winner and 4 guys who made world's finals twice. So then they're like automatically in. So it really depends how they figure this out. Yeah, it really depends on how they decide the points. But I think we've got a decent group of players here. I think the teams that can be made would all be pretty strong. What about Trix? Trix doesn't want to move. Trix is studying in EU at the moment, Jeff. SSG Gold Uwu Pocket Revival? That would be lethal. That would be big. So yeah, what do you guys think of the lists? What do you guys think of these players? I think Jungle ends up pretty stacked. Right? I think what I'll do, I'm just going to do it. I think this happens. I think he's gone. Personally, I think that's a thing, and I think he definitely gets a spot. Something Edwards, thanks very much for the 8 months. Welcome back to the hashtag. My heart. Can you get a better team, Sam? Who do you want, Sam? Who could I give you? Who do you want? That's the question. I think this team would be very strong, but I also think SSG, I don't know, SSG could do whatever they want, really. We could see something like, what about this? I'm just gonna do this and fix it. What about this? How do you like that? How do you like that for a roster, guys? Oof. What a squad. Wouldn't mind that. Or I kind of throw that one in there. Ooh. Little vote jungle. Little quang. Little quanger in there. Oh, okay. But yeah, this is... oh, God. What have I done? Sam back. There's other things... Like, obviously, I do think there's some possibilities that maybe Fine goes. Benji's in here. I think Sam... Where else does Sam go if he's not in this team, though? Maybe he ends up on a team with Aurora Cyclone. Maybe. We'll see. Met Yankee? Get Met in there. Language barrier won't happen? I think the Sanguine guys speak pretty good English. Oh, yeah, Vote, though. Yeah, Vote doesn't speak very good English. That's a good point. Fuck. I didn't consider that. Yeah, no, Vote's going to have to be with an all-EU team, I think. Maybe an all-UK team. You don't think Ghost splits up? I do. I think Twig is out of there, personally. I also... Who else do we think definitely splits? I think Renegades, as their current roster exists, doesn't exist anymore. I think United, gone. Like, so gone. I think Obey, I'd be surprised if more than Ducky and Inbound stick together. Snoopy could end up on a different team for sure. Sanguine's comms and gamer in Spanish. I know. They do speak English, though. So it's like, you know, when people can change teams. Where the fuck is Wowie? Well, I did remove him. I did remove him from the league. But I don't know. He could find a spot. He could still be in this team. For sure. Could be like that. We'll see. I think Ducky probably keeps his spot. But Wowie and Ducky have been on the bottom team 2 years in a row. And so I think if anyone in the SPL is going to... Well, Wowie and Ducky and Inbound are... And Snoopy as well, I guess, are sort of your players that you might expect to not get spots if new blood's coming through. For me, I could also see someone like Lasbra could lose his spot to Johnny or Layers. Yeah, okay, great. Are we going? Okay, we got copy pastas going. Cool. I feel like I'm just havering now, which is kind of the point. Havering. If you guys didn't catch that, to haver in Scots means kind of to talk nonsense, to blether on about nothing. So yeah. Fantastic. I'm gonna end the YouTube video here, I think. That's gonna be it. Sorry if this was just some nonsense. That's kind of the point. Didn't come into this with a plan. I didn't come into this knowing that I was going to put Twig on SSG. I actually don't think this team probably wouldn't work because these three and these two, I think Genetics and Twig would work well together, but Dardes, Nika, Votes, Practice Ethics wouldn't work very well with Twig and Genetics, in my opinion. I don't think they'd get on. These three, trolling. No, Nika, Dardes, Vote, Troll, Genetics, Twig, try-hard scrimmers who get upset when they're losing. Not sure why you're still in the mid role. Which role do you want to be in, big man? The jungle. Dardes, Vote, Troll, sure, Nika, sure, man. What about Weaken? I don't think Weaken will return to the SPL, personally. I don't think he'd want to move back. I don't think... Even if he did, I think there's probably too many junglers that would get picked up ahead of him. Even though I'm not a Weaken hater by any means. And he did win the charity tournament, didn't he? Yeah, he did. He did win the charity tournament. So he is a world champion again. So that's lethal. PBM to jungle? Maybe. Anyway, I'm going to end the YouTube video here so I can just talk to chat. Goodbye. Goodbye, YouTube. Remember,
dude.
like the video. Make sure and like the video if you did. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Tell everybody. Tell your friends. And yeah, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye.